In this video, I am going to show you how to use OpenEMR as a complete beginner. So we'll go through the basics, including how to log in, create and manage patients, schedule appointments, documents, encounters, and explore the main features that you will use every day. So let's get started. First of all, let's start by the login. So we have two login options. You have the admin login or the patient's login, and the other one that's if you're a doctor, if you're an administrator, or something like that. So as an example, this is just a demo that I'm showing you this video from. So just to keep that in mind. So to log in into the patient's platform, you'll need your name, password, email address. Once you do is click on login and you should be logged in. Let me just go and fix that problem. So once you're logged in, you should find yourself in a similar dashboard. Could be at dark screen, it doesn't matter. For administrator or physician or anything else that is not a patient, you'll find something like that. So all you need to do is just go and log in using your username and password, click on login, and your dashboard will not look like the patient's dashboard like that. So your dashboard will look something similar to this. So once you logged in to the main dashboard, the first thing is just to explore the dashboard. Depending on your permissions, you'll usually find options such as calendar, patients, encounters, and many other things, whether you're a patient or not. As you said, the patients, will be your dashboard, and if you're not, this is going to be your dashboard. So, so for you, just spend a minute getting familiar with the layout, so you don't, or so you know basically where everything is before working with patient records. So if you're on this dashboard, not like on the patient's dashboard, here you'll find many things. As you can see on this calendar, you can add from here or below this calendar. You'll be able to add an example or create or search for a patient. So you can search for patients if you want to, or add a new patient. Before recording any medical information, you'll need to open a patient charts. And if the patient already exists, open, of course, you don't have to add a patient that's already added. So you can search, of course, if you want to, using their name or patient's ID, and you'll have to select the correct record. If it's not added, you can create a new patient by clicking on the plus button, and you can either create a provider or patients. If you don't have the credentials or permissions to create a provider, you may not find this option. So if you have the option to add patients as example, you can click on patients, choose the category as example, title, give it which facility, depending on how many facilities that you have. Here's an example, you'll have to choose or search for a patient depending on name, phone, ID, SSN, DOB, whatever you want, and search for that patient as example. Just say we're searching by name and looking for a patient, of course, if it's already visited. And here you'll have to choose the provider, all day events as example, so the date, the time, and repeats as example. So if he repeats, example of she repeats from time to time until when, as example, maybe until next year or something like that, which days of the week. And here you'll have to set up some status and which room. And of course, you can add any comments. Then you can save it or delete it, whatever you want. You can even create duplicates or whatever. So other than that, here you have an example, your calendar. You'll have an example, when is the time that a patient is coming. You'll find future appointments. You'll find clinical reminders. You can get to the patient's portal and API access. Here you'll get basically the information of the patient, like the name, third name, external ID, birth and sex, license and ID, user defined. So many information that you'll find here. As you can see, as a person that's working in the clinic, not as a patient. So this is the dashboard of a patient. You may find, or you can see the history, like the family history, general history, relative, and stuff like that. Assessments, reports, documents, everything can be seen, as example, on the patient, like file or profile. So transactions, issues, ledger, external data, everything can be found here. Even you can find allergies, medical problems, medications. So everything that you may need as a doctor, you will be found this, or you can find it here for a specific patient if it's already added. So now going back an example to this, let's just say examples time, specific dates. Here you can see also all the users or specific providers. And if you have other clinics, not just one, you'll be able to choose from here and everything. This is, of course, for the dashboard of a person that works in a clinic. You can also schedule an appointments from here, open your calendars, select the healthcare provider, select an available time slots, and you can choose, as an example, a patient, select the appointment type, save the appointments, and you will be able to do that. And as I said before, you'll be able even to add a new patient. So if you're not on the calendar, as an example, you will find the options example of patients finder where you can add a new patient. And here you'll have to add all the details example about them and you'll be able to create a new patient. So other than that, as we said in the calendar, you can set up any appointment that you want from here and you should be good to go. That's all that we're going to cover for this video for the clinical side. For the patient side, as you can see, this is the dashboard that you find. Here you'll find basically, just go through the sections. Here you'll find basically your clinical documents, any submitted or submits completed activities, everything will be found here. You can upload your documents here. Here you'll find an example the appointments, and you can also schedule a new appointment. That's other than that, back to the dashboard. Here you'll find secure messaging where you can post some messages, example to your doctor. Here is example where you'll find the health snapshots. So current medication, active prescription, medication allergy list, current problems list, lab results, everything. And just go back. Here's an example, you'll find your profile, every information about your profile. An example, if you changed something, you can click on edit profile at the top right. And from here, normally you'll be able to change it. This is just a demo, so normally I can right now. We just go and log in back. At the right here, you'll find the billing summary as example. So any billing summary that you have done before, you'll find this here. You can look for something, example, from dates to another date and submit, and you'll find everything here. Here you'll find all your medical reports. You can view summary of care. You can download an example, as you can see here. You can download summary of care. You can find the customized medical history reports, download medical record like documents, and even the help option which will show you an example how to view summary of care, how to download, how to customize and things if you don't know how. And here, of course, you'll find settings. You can basically find the default digital signature, manage login credentials, or set theme as example. If you want to change as example the theme, you'll be able to do. Fine. So let's just go back as example. Much better. And here, as you can see, you'll find the default digital signature that you will use normally. Here, you can manage your login credentials, where you can change your password and username as well. Other than that, basically the last two options is just help option and the logout option. So help, if you don't know how to do something, example, they'll show you here how to help you. And the last thing is to log out, basically to log out from your patient's dashboard. So that's basically it for the patient's dashboard. It doesn't have much. The clinical side of dashboard, which has basically the most things, or most important things, where you can basically go and add medications. As you can see here, click on edits, you'll be able to add some medications, you'll be able to remove some, delete some. So here you'll be able to do most of the things. For the patients, you have not much things to do. Also, if they made as an example transaction, you'll be able to add the new transaction here. You'll be able to do and print some blank referral form. And yeah, you can also like generate reports. So many things here to be added or to be changed. So that's, I can't cover an example in one single video. Let's try to show you the most important ones here. And it's basically up to you to get used to it, especially with consistency. So basically, once you finish everything, if you want an example, logout, all you need to do is just go and click on the top right. Here you find settings, change password, FAA management, and you'll find the logout option just to log out. You can click on that, click on logout, and close the browser that you're using a shared computer with. As an example, if you're using that, logging out will help protect patients' information and keep your account secure, especially if you're using a working computer that's used by many people. So that's basically how to use an OpenEMR for beginners. As you can see, OpenEMR makes it easy to manage patients, appointments, medical records, encounters, billing, and reports from one platform. Once you're comfortable with these basics, you can explore more advanced features such as e-prescribing, patients portals, and customer reports. If you found this helpful, hit that like and subscribe, and watch our next video.